James Bond. James Bond. New model. Still precedo, huh?
You know, former SAS types with easy smiles and expensive watches. Rolex.
Omega.
Beautiful. Now...
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed those clips. The first one was an Omega commercial from around the time the movie Goldeneye came out in 1995. And the second was basically a very overt Omega advertisement in the middle of the movie Skyfall. And this is a subject that's been well covered, but I wanted to add my thoughts and also do a quick summary of all the Omega watches that have been featured in the James Bond films since GoldenEye forward. The watch here, which is on screen, is the 2531.80. I would call this the first modern Omega Seamaster. This is where the phrase Bond bracelet comes from. This is probably the watch I most associate with the modern era James Bond films, as this particular one was used in 3 different James Bond movies, all with Pierce Brosnan. And I think it's safe to say that this was probably one of the smartest marketing moves of all time, tying the Seamaster line to the most popular action movie character of history, forever intertwining this watch with that character. I think it really expanded the appeal of Omega, probably brought in a whole new generation of enthusiasts, whether they knew it or not at the time. Whether you think this type of marketing is genuine or not, it has an impact on everybody, and the notoriety and fame of these watches certainly grew quite a bit from being associated with such a popular movie franchise. And as you can see, it wasn't a subtle effort in marketing, meaning from the clips I showed and from many other portions of the movies. These watches are actually sort of written into the story many times. There's a laser coming out of them, or some other feature that James Bond uses. In the little segment from Skyfall, the character makes a direct reference to the fact that it's an Omega rather than a Rolex. So they really took product placement and in-movie marketing to a whole new level. And I think quite successfully, to be honest. I think they really catapulted the Seamaster to a much higher level of recognition and desirability. And yes, maybe some questionable choices followed with some of the really ridiculous special editions that were made. But that, putting that aside, I think there's no doubt that featuring this watch, especially where the character who wears a James Bond was actually was supposed to be wearing a Rolex as per the original books and some of the earlier Sean Connery films. So it's interesting to note that Omega went after this. I guess they saw an opportunity. Some people may criticize the filmmakers for participating in such a level of marketing, but at the end of the day, they were willing to accept money to have the watch written into the story and be featured so prominently, and Omega very cleverly took advantage of it, and which is ongoing to this day. So besides this watch, which, as I said, was featured in 3 of the Bond movies, I wanted to cover all of them. So this first one is actually the quartz version of that automatic that was just on screen. This is the 2541.80, slightly thinner. This was the first one. This was in Goldeneye in 1995, and here you'll see the automatic version, which I had just shown in hand, 2531.80. This is the only one that has been in 3 Bond movies. The last 3 Pierce Brosnan movies, he was wearing that watch. And in Casino Royale in 2006, we had a new Bond, Daniel Craig, and a new watch. This is the 2220.80, very similar to the last one, but with a coaxial movement and some different text and placement of the word Seamaster on the dial. Casino Royale had actually 2 Seamasters, also had this beautiful Planet Ocean. This is the rubber strap version of the more common 2200.50, which is typically found on a metal bracelet. This is a large watch, 5.5 millimeter. And here we have the smaller 42 millimeter Planet Ocean, which was shown in Quantum of Solace a couple years later. This is my favorite version of the Planet Ocean, incidentally. I love that it's 42 millimeter rather than 45. Again, we have another 42 millimeter Planet Ocean in Skyfall in 2012. This is when Omega started changing the reference numbers to a very long series of numbers, which I almost never remember, but they are on screen in case you're interested in learning more about the watch. Skyfall also had this very well-known today Aqua Terra, which is nicknamed by many people the Aqua Terra Skyfall. This is a 38.5 millimeter K-size blue dial, absolutely gorgeous watch. Has, as I said, become synonymous with the movie Skyfall and very popular with collectors. The next Bond movie, Spectre, in 2015, featured 2 Seamasters as well. This is a Seamaster 300 on a NATO strap. This version has a 12-hour bezel, which I think is a polarizing feature. Spectre also had another blue dial Aqua Terra. This is the 41.5 millimeter version. Again, very long reference number, and many people just refer to this as the Aqua Terra Spectre watch. Equally beautiful to the Skyfall, if you ask me. And the most recent Bond movie is No Time to Die from 2021, featuring this Seamaster Pro, which diverges quite a bit from the other watches in that it's made of titanium, for one. It has a mesh bracelet, and it has this colored lume, which are, all features that are quite different from the watches that preceded it. And here again is the 2531.80, which I would consider the original Bond Seamaster, the original modern Seamaster Professional. This watch, I think, came out a little bit before Goldeneye. So Goldeneye was 95. I think this watch was probably available in 93. But everything that has followed in the Seamaster Professional line to the current date was built upon this watch. Its design language is still evident. The famous Bond bracelet, which is this style of bracelet with the smaller links in the middle, 2 strips. Again, as I said, everyone calls this a Bond bracelet. They've become this watch, and its other versions have become sort of synonymous with Bond. And the scalloped bezel, many little features, the wave dial, many things you see in a lot of different Seamasters that have followed. I hope this was informative and enjoyable to watch. I think no matter what you think about this marketing effort that Omega has made over the last couple of decades, it has certainly influenced many people's buying decisions. I would include myself in that category. I think many of us may not have directly responded to the Bond movies, but certainly the watch's profile was elevated in all of our minds. And I think it's a testament to what a clever team Omega has making these decisions. So let me know what you think about these watches. What are your favorites? Which ones you dislike? I'd love to hear what people think. And thanks again.
Wow, new watch. This will be your 20th, I believe.
I'm gonna wake up, yes and no. I'm gonna kiss so hard.
Let's get down to business.